Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from the channel Redolescence, and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at the three newest releases by the company Svensk Parfym, so keep it right there. So Svensk Parfym is a brand that I had the pleasure of talking about in a video I did not too long ago with my friend Carlos, and it was based off of their first three releases, which are called Stilla, Pracht, and Virke. If you haven't seen that video, I am going to leave the link for it down below, so definitely make sure to check it out. Now this is a niche company. It was founded by the perfumer slash creative director slash founder, Henrik, and all of the fragrances were released in 2017, and it appears to be that they're being released in batches of 3. Before I begin the video, I just want to mention that these 3 samples were sent to me for review by the founder. So thank you very much, Henrik, and thank you goes to Svensk Parfym for making this video possible. Now, these 3 fragrances are all, just like its predecessors, they're inspired by the villages, the people, the scent, the culture, the landscape, and the environment of Sweden. And Svensk Parfym, the name actually translates to Swedish perfume. And all 3 of these fragrances, they're niche in quality, they're very artisanal. And I did a couple of these videos on other brands where I'm sitting here in the similar formation. And the first one I talked about was Atelier d'Ors. And in that video, I talked about the fact that what I loved the most about that brand was the variety. And then the one that I did after that was a brand called Orige L'Adore. And in that video, I mentioned that what I loved the most was how natural the fragrances smelled. Here, what I love the most is the artistry and the creativity in these blends. And you can tell that Henrik, as a perfumer, he has a lot of knowledge, a lot of intelligence, a lot of know-how, and it's really transcendent, and it comes through in these compositions. So they are called Sadel. The second one is called Skymning. And the third one is called N. Pretty simple name. So we'll go ahead and start off with Sadel. And very much like a saddle, like, a horse's saddle, this one is evocative of leathery components. And sure enough, leather is a note in this fragrance. This fragrance is dedicated to the ride, it's dedicated to the rider, it's dedicated to craftsmanship and working hard. And it has notes of leather, butterscotch, vanilla, tobacco. This fragrance is phenomenal. Like, if you're looking for a leather, tobacco, vanilla scent that it's heavy on the leather, this is very high up on my list of recommendations. What I like about it is that the leather comes across smelling very realistic, which is hard to get sometimes. In the niche realm, usually it does smell natural. And in this one, sure enough, it does come across smelling rather natural and realistic. But I love the butterscotch and the vanilla. It just adds that nice depth and dimension to the fragrance. This is truly remarkable. Like, this is a phenomenal scent. And it might actually be my favorite of the bunch. I'm going to have to come back to that, but it's very nice, really well done. Leather, vanilla, tobacco. The tobacco in here, it more comes across as like herbal and leafy. It doesn't really smell like pipe tobacco, like a Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. Wonderful scent, really, really well done. The next one on this list is called Skymning or Skymning. Sorry, I do not have a native Swedish tongue, so I do apologize for any mispronunciations. And this comes from a Swedish name that means dusk or twilight. And it has that aura about it. It has, oh God, really nice violet note. It has violet, it has iris. And it also has a note of violet candy. And it does have a certain sweetness that comes through. And it's a little bit on the floral side, but it's not necessarily feminine. All of these are completely unisex. Yes, even the leather-based one with the tobacco, and I know it comes across sounding a little bit rough and tumble, but I would say that all 3 of these are completely unisex. This one, on the other hand, it has the sweetness in there, but it's not overdone to the point where it becomes cloying or overbearing or assaulting to the senses. It's very well blended. A really nice balance of sweet and floral, but also the florals that are used in here are very androgynous in nature. So when you think of something like iris, you think of fragrances like Dior Homme Intense, Dior Homme Parfum. And the violet in here, I mean, think Green Irish Tweed and Fahrenheit. Not that it smells like those fragrances, but I'm just trying to show you how there are fragrances in the masculine realm that contain these floral notes. This stuff is incredible, really. For a violet-based scent with the florals in here, really masterfully done. And then the last one on this list is called N. This is the one that I had the most amount of trepidation regarding because this is an homage to the juniper tree, or, you know, juniper berries. Juniper as a note, really. And I'm not a fan of juniper berry. This one, on the other hand, though, you have the woods. It has a coniferous vibe. To me, it just smells really woodsy, and it gives off this vibe of like a realistic tree. One of the things that I'm always transported back to is right around this time of the year, you know, the holidays. I like to go out there and buy a Christmas tree. And for the past 3 years, it's become the tradition in my family that me, my wife, my father-in-law, and now with our daughter, we go out there, we go Christmas tree shopping. And one of the things that I always look forward to when entering my living room is the smell of the woods and the pine and the resin and that coniferous smell that's in the air. And this one just harkens back to that. So as much as I don't like the synthetic variations of juniper, like 360 for Men by Perry Ellis, hate that stuff. Here, this is amazing. This is incredible. It smells so good. This is really woodsy, kind of like rough and tumble, natural, lumberjack, beard, flannel. This is so good. Honestly, all three of these fragrances I think are awesome. I'm going to leave information to them down below if you're wanting to inquire about sizes and pricing and stuff like that. I know they can be purchased directly from the main website, links of which are going to be down below. But all in all, I think the fragrances that are coming out of this company are really brilliantly done, really well done. You can tell just by smelling them that Henrik is a master at what he does. He's a really great perfumer, and I'm very happy to have had the opportunity to correspond with him on a number of occasions online via Facebook and whatnot. So, and also thank you once again for sending me these samples. It is much appreciated. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate that. I hope you found something of value from this video. If you have, please leave a like down below. I would really appreciate it. And also, I would love to see the interaction. Leave a comment down below and tell me which fragrance of these three appealed the most to you, just based off of my description. I would really like to know. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for watching my videos. It all means so much to me, and I'm excited to put out more content for you guys. So thank you for tuning in. Remember to subscribe. Please enable notifications by clicking on the bell, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.